Welcome back, players and collectors, to another episode of TCG Talk here on my channel, Ren's Collectibles. We don't have a lot of super big news. There's a lot of movement in the Pokemon TCG space, which is not surprising to anybody at this point, but we do have some news and updates on Pokemon stuff we're going to go over. There's been some major TCG tournaments happening and good things going for other TCGs in general, especially the smaller indie TCGs, which makes me happy. And we got some Mythik news, of course, as well. So we're gonna dive on into all of that here. But first things first, let's get some quick hitter news out of the way. Like I said, there's been a lot of good TCG tournaments taking place for a lot of other games besides Pokemon. Although there is one that I'm going to go over a little bit here for Pokemon as well. But Elestrals just finished their Dallas Open with Team Eddies taking the crown, which, Elestrals has been growing and growing and growing and getting bigger and bigger. I see way more people getting into Elestrals now than, even just a year ago, and it's crazy the growth that this game is having, but Elestrals seems to be having these big tournaments all the time now, which is fantastic to see. So I know that was a big milestone, like a big tournament they were, looking forward to and kind of working towards. And as somebody who's collecting Elestrals as well, it's fun to watch that type of stuff. Still working on my LGS to play Elestrals. They are carrying Elestral product, which is really cool. I can walk into my LGS right now and go buy some Elestrals, which I really, really love that. But not too many people playing it yet. But most people in my town are focused on the big three, Pokemon, Magic, and Yu-Gi-Oh! And there doesn't seem to be a lot of leeway for any other games, although it's starting to shift a little bit. I've seen a few people kind of going for newer games, so we'll see how that goes. But Elestrals, yeah, they just finished their set, and they've got their next set already in the works. I will be doing, I haven't put this out there anywhere yet, but I have some Moonrise product from Elestral. So I'm going to be doing some openings here soon and, getting some of that out to you guys as well. Some content there. Metazoo's relaunch, their official relaunch is coming up this week on Friday, March 28th. I believe it's Friday, right? Yes. And March 28th is the new release dates for it. So if you guys are into Metazoo or you're, like me, just kind of hanging around watching to see what happens with Metazoo, then March 28th is going to be an interesting day and the kickoff, the start of a new era for Metazoo. Again, I don't know that I will get into it at all. I don't know that I'll collect much of it. I'm going to give it an honest try and try to get some product. I'm not going to say I'm going to go all out or anything like that, but I might go after at least a couple booster packs or something just to kind of see for myself what the cards are like. But if you're like me, you're just kind of seeing what's going to go on, then March 28th is the date. You need to remember, it shouldn't be very hard because most people that watch this channel know about Pokemon, play Pokemon, collect Pokemon, whatever. And that's the new set, Journeys Together, is coming out that date as well, officially releasing, I should say. And we're going to talk about a little bit of that too, because in typical Pokemon fashion, it is all over the place already. But moving on, we're going to look at Pokemon TCG Pocket has a new set releasing on the 27th, which I thought was really strange. Shining Revelry. So it's going to bring about shiny Pokemon, and of course, shiny Charizard is on the face of that. I'll try to slap up some images here, but of course, they couldn't just leave Charizard out of a new Pokemon set, even in a virtual realm. So, hey, the no scalping going on for this one, which might be the only way some people get some of these Pokemon cards, which is truly unfortunate. It's such a weird sphere to be in right now for the Pokemon space, and we'll just go right on into talking about Pokemon TCG. Why not, right? Might as well. First and foremost, I've been getting a lot of questions and comments about It's more like questions, just people DMing me on the various social media platforms and Discord and all that. Kind of asking what happened to my channel. Like Pokemon. It used to always be nothing but Pokemon, and now there's no Pokemon on it hardly anymore. People have been wondering where my openings have gone, and then why there's like nothing being discussed about Pokemon. I mean, it's the discussion about Pokemon. I'm gonna say is it's the same old with Pokemon, right? Like right now, everything is the same. There's like none of this stuff that we're even gonna talk about today is really new. It's just like we've come to expect a lot of this. It's scalpers everywhere stealing product, fighting people at vending machines for product. People filling up carts full of stuff and not letting anybody else have any. Rushes to the Costco and Sam's Club to tackle people and pallets of product, and that kind of nonsense is pretty much the only thing to talk about with Pokemon anymore. I mean, realistically, if you take a step back and look at it, there's not a whole lot to talk about. People can't get their hands on products. It's just when you do find product, it's outrageous, and there's something we're gonna talk about here in just a second that'll kind of go into that. But talking point wise, it's nothing like when we were back in the Cardboard Addicts podcast where there was just a lot of news and a lot of stuff to go over. It's just a sad time for the Pokemon TCG hobby. Um, People asking why I haven't been opening, and that's kind of like your two-part answer right there too. Is I can't get product. It's hard to open product and have like fun openings or live streams or anything like that when you can't find product. I mean, I've been getting like single booster packs here and there. I've found some mini tins here and there, some single one-off things. And I've been doing a lot of it for shorts. And I think even more recently, when I get only like 2-3 packs, I just sit down and open it with my kids. That's what it's more fun for me and my family. Obviously, my kids love opening these packs. And, I would rather do that than just put like a really bad video together of like 4 packs that took me 3 weeks to find. And I do not pay scalper prices. I do not pay over MSRP for anything. So I'm more than content to skip out on a lot of this stuff versus overpay for it. I mean, I have other TCGs and other things that I would rather put my money into at this point. And that's not to say that I don't like Pokemon anymore. I'm still very much a Pokemon fan. I still play the games all the time. I still love to collect, and I play the Pokemon TCG every now and then as well. I still pull up the TCG Live app and play. I haven't been to my local game store to play Pokemon in a hot minute, but I still talk regularly to a lot of my buddies about Pokemon and all that. It's just a sad time for the hobby. It's just a very hard, rough patch that the hobby in space is going through. And, instead of doing the whole fear of missing out thing on it, like, everybody else and their mother and brother is doing right now, it's fine. I'm going to let it pass. If this never gets resolved and I don't get to open very much Pokemon card product again, oh well. That's kind of just where it is for me. I'm going to still do news like stuff like this in the podcast here, but that might be it for the foreseeable future because we're going to roll into the next slide here. And this is a good reason why it's hard for people like me and most of you watching this to get hands-on product. And I know some people that watch my channel have had some successes, and I am very happy to say that, like, with my job and position, when I do get to see some actual product on the shelf, I try to let some of my buddies and friends and family know, and like hopefully they can get there and get some product before scalpers. It's really hard right now because most retail places, like, we're going back to COVID era times where people are lining up at the doors before the store even opens. It doesn't matter which store it is. Like, insert any store here, and people are lining up outside on the sidewalks before the stores are even opening. You know, you got lines of 20 plus people. It's crazy. It's wild. I'm just not down for the madness anymore. You know, a few years ago when the TCG space was booming, and you know, I considered it the golden age of Pokemon content creation. That to me was worth it at that time to try to, you know, run and find the product. But anymore, it's not. I would rather sit here and enjoy the product with my kids versus try to spend hours and lots of dollars of my hard-earned cash to overpay for stuff that's not even worth. You're going to pull like what, a $5 card out of every 5 packs. So anyway, we're moving on to this right here. And this is a big thing right here. People have been talking about this post in particular, and there's so many posts like this. I mean, this is the 23rd. I'm recording this on the 23rd. I don't have a timestamp on here, but it's almost midnight, so it's almost the 24th. And shout out to my buddy Awesome James here. If you guys don't already follow him, you need to follow him over on X. It's wild, man. I don't understand how Pokemon is still having these issues. 15,000 packs of Journey Together available. We are still 5 days early from release. Like, we've transcended on, you know, just scalping and throwing things out there in kind of a scummy way purposefully. We're now like advertising and just like showing how aware we are that, hey, we are still, you know, almost a week away, a little bit less than a week away from the release. And hey, we've got 15,000 packs. Oh, by the way, we're going to sell them at $9 a pack, and you must buy 1,000 pack minimum. That is absolutely wild, man. You guys are something else. All box toppers have been sold. If you're unaware of this set, has the Journey Together stamp Reshiram promo. I will say that Reshiram promo I do want. I love Reshiram. It's definitely up there with Dragonite as my favorite Pokemon. But that being said, I am not looking forward to another set of this nonsense right here. I'm really hoping kind of the hype of this set drops quite a bit. I know it's not going to, but, you know, wishful thinking. This is just nuts with Pokemon TCG right now. Like, I don't know how we got here, how we're still here. Like, it's getting worse than the COVID times. That's how bad this is. But look at that. Tons and tons and tons of packs before the actual release date. I don't know if this is from a card shop or what the deal is here. It has to be. I mean, at this point, it has to be. But the wild thing is, I can go and talk to my LGS down here locally that I go to, and, you know, they may have gotten 2 cases of booster boxes, which is nowhere close to the 15,000 packs that these guys have right here. And on top of that, like, the pre-release tournament, they only had, I want to say, 2 cases of that as well. So that's what, 12 or 10 each. So 20 people they had for their pre-release tournament. I just don't understand where all these packs are coming from and how they're just able to ransack this game before. Like, 15,000 packs. That is a lot of packs. If you think a booster box only has 36 packs, and most game stores are only getting a case or 2 of booster boxes, a case only has 6 boxes. That's wild to me. This is literally the summation of what Pokemon TCG is right now, though. This is it. This is why people complain, you know, nonstop about this game right now in the hobby. You can't collect it without paying scalper prices, and apparently you have to buy 1,000 pack minimum. I mean, who has $9 grand to drop just like that on a set like this? It's definitely people who are resellers. There's not average collectors and players who are buying like this. So you can see where the problem is. But it's absolutely wild. But it goes even a little bit further, because it's not just this type of scummy behavior It's this type of scummy behavior too. This, local business, an LGS, selling prismatic evolution packs for $25. And this is just one small nibble of what it's like at most of these stores. I'm not even going to lie. My LGS is selling these packs at about $15 a pack right now when they get them. It's very rare that they get them because they don't, the distribution for it is so bad right now. But even for my store, they're, scalping the prices on it. And which is why I haven't really gone into my LGS and bought packs of Pokemon in a while. I mean, every other TCG is fine. Like, they sell Alestrals, they sell Lorcana, One Piece, like all these other games under the MSRP prices. So I'll go and support them for that. But I won't go and buy Pokemon anything, honestly, at this point from them, even because it's ridiculous. Just the amount of places that are just scalping. I mean, look at this, $25 for a single pack. And again, might I remind you guys that Pokemon does not have great pull rates. There's some people that get uber lucky with their pulls, and it's literally just that. It's luck. It's not. They haven't cracked the code. They're not getting like super big hits out of every pack. Like, you're paying $25 to most likely get about $1.50 in cards out of that pack. In actual value, if you happen to get even just a regular EX card, they're only worth about $2. Some cases, best case scenario, maybe you're going to get a $5 card out of it. If you happen to be lucky and pull a demigod pack, or even just some kind of alternate art or SIR or anything like that, sure, you might make some money off of it. With a $25 price tag, if you're not pulling an evolution, though, probably not. You're probably not making that money back. But honestly, it's Umbreon or bust for this set, especially for that kind of price. That's wild to me. I mean, to think about it, okay, put it like this. $25 for a modern, the most up-to-date current set. Like, this is the newest set still. And in 2019, when I started my channel here, I was buying Jungle and Fossil booster packs for that same price. I mean, think about that. That's how wild this hobby has gotten, that after 20 years, almost 25 years at that point, you could still buy vintage packs for like $30, $25, $30. But now here in 2025, the most current set is selling for $25 a pack. That's just, it's wild. It blows my mind. And people are nuts in this sphere. I'm not saying, you don't go out there and buy any packs or, collect or play or anything like that. If you find good deals, or if it's worth the price for you, sure, go for it. If you're one of those people, though, that are going to buy packs at like this $25 range, for example, you're honestly just incentivizing them to continue to sell at this point. So, I mean, it's a pro and con. If you've got the money and you can do it, sure, go for it. But you're just prolonging this type of behavior from going on. Because if card shops are seeing that they're selling packs for $25 a pack, they're going to keep selling them at $25 a pack. If they're not selling at all, like if these prismatic packs just sit in that box for a couple weeks, maybe they start to drop them down in price. They likely will, because they don't want to just have them sit there. It's taking up inventory space when they could be getting, I don't know, Journeys Together for, $400 or whatever those pre-order prices are going for right now. It's just, it's a win-lose situation. All the ones that are just your average collector, like what the Pokemon TCG used to be about, and your average player are not okay with these prices and are not going to pay these prices. But of course, you've got a lot of big baller collectors and scalpers, resellers, and all that that will buy these up all day long because they know, they're stonks, investments. So, I mean, it is what it is. I think the Pokemon TCG hobby is in for a rough ride for a while. And a lot of people just don't see how bad that truly is for the hobby. Like, I'm great. Your collection is worth some more money now. You don't really see and pay attention to the fact that people are just dropping out of this hobby. I know there's still a lot of people coming into the game, into collecting Pokemon cards because they see what's going on, but they only can get their hands on a couple products here and there if they're lucky, and then they drop out again. There's no sustained long-term, like, collectors, players, anything like that happening right now. It's a lot of people, again, from the COVID era, or similar to the COVID era. Lots of people are flooding in because there's money to be made, and then once they make their money, they're going to dissipate again, and we'll kind of go back into another lull, and then it'll pick back up again, and it's just this big accordion of suck. So that's my soapbox on that. It's wild right now. And this is why I have gotten to the point where I'm just like, you know what? Give other games a chance. A lot of people are stuck on this. I only do Pokemon, or, for the sake of other games, I only do Magic, or I only do Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's fantastic. That's great. If that's truly what you only want to do, more power to you. If you are like me and you're just dissatisfied with the state of Pokemon and kind of how things are going, but you like collecting, you like playing card games, then, give other games a shot. It's as simple as that. I have some pretty strong attachments to certain indie TCGs, and I'm not going to just sit here and be like, those are the only ones you should go check out. Look at every game that looks interesting to you. I mean, go look at Alestrals. Go look at, if you've never played Magic the Gathering and you want to get into playing a trading card game, that's the granddaddy of them all. You need to at least check out Magic and go give it a try, right? Same like with Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been there about the same time Pokemon has been. If you want to try a new game mechanic and kind of look at a new TCG, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a really good one too. If you are into something that's, new, fresh, different, I would highly recommend you guys look into indie trading card games. And the one that I always recommend, because it's my favorite one, you probably noticed on the my little card thing here, Mythik TCG. Love this game to pieces. About mythology. It's a smaller game, which is the downside to it. But like every game's got to grow at some point, right? Pokemon was small at one point. It even had a dead period where they thought the game might actually end, and it picked up, and now look at it here. So, just like games just need support. And just because they're a small game doesn't mean they're garbage or anything like that. I can see the trolls coming to the comments already, just like they do for everything else, living in their mother's basement. This is not acceptable. This is not okay. Like, if you want to continue to be in the card games space and sphere, then look at indie games. They're cheap. They're cheap. If nothing else, it's a cheap way to get get your fix and kind of get going. All right, we're going to move on a little bit more Pokemon news here, but a little bit better news, I'll say. We have a new Stockholm Regional Champion that just finished earlier today. And Isaiah Bradner finally reached the top to become number one. And I am excited for this guy here.
Can win 2 games
because
in half an hour. I'm not quite
I've
sure.
watched him.
I'm not sure on him.
You could just see the actual excitement on him. Let's turn this down a little bit. You could just see the excitement on him. This man, I've been watching him play for a few years now, at least. I've watched quite a few different people, but I've seen so many people come to the top and compete, and it's really refreshing to see Isaiah reach the pinnacle. Even though it's just a regional tournament, like I say, just a regional tournament, like that's still fantastic though. You know, people like me dream of going to a tournament like this and winning it. So not to minimize anything that Isaiah has done here, but you know, like this has been a man that's gone into world championship tournaments and competed and is regarded as one of the top players in the last few years. And to see him finally reach that pinnacle, win a regional championship, it's like he's just taken another step up into greatness there. And honestly, I'm super happy for him. I love watching him. There's a few people I love to watch play. He's one of them. I've even modeled some decks after some of his decks in previous seasons. But, you know, congrats to Isaiah for that. That's a big deal and a big moment there. And it's good to see people who've just been in and have persevered just take over and win. So I'm happy about that. So congrats to him again. And then here is the actual the breakdown here. So Isaiah went 9-2 with Gardevoir. So it looks like he won actually with the Gardevoir. He beat Alessandro with the Pidgeot control deck. So and honestly, this is a very interesting matchup, like a whole spread here. You can see they've got, was that Crustle and Terapagos? You got the Dragapult. What is the Duraludon in Origin Form Dialga? There's just like a whole slew. There's a Snorlax deck. God, I cannot wait to not see those anymore. The Regidrago deck. I think that's the last deck I actually played was the Regidrago deck. Yeah, Lugia, Archeops. I mean, there's a good spread of decks in here, so it kind of makes it exciting to see, you know, some of that. And here's his deck list. My face is covering some of it. Let me see if I can. Boop. There we go. So you can kind of see a little bit of what his deck list is right there. It might be a little hard to read, but you know, if you play the game, you can see these cards. You know what these cards are. So, all right, man. And this is the Gardevoir deck is a good deck. In my opinion, it's kind of hard to pilot. I just could not. I never got the feel for it. But you know, like with the Monkey Dory and the Screamtail, Fluttermane, like those are good additions that have happened since I've last tried it. So maybe I'll give it a try again. But so there's you know, that's the good news there. So congrats again to Isaiah on his win. And we are moving into some reveal season stuff. Pokemon card game April 2025 merchandise revealed. This is uber exciting. I mean, not that we're likely going to get anything like this. This is all Japanese because it's for the next set, Glory of Team Rocket. So this is going to be the Japanese version of, was it Rival Destinies or something like that? We'll look at it here in a minute. But the Pokemon game Scarlet and Violet merchandise lineup has been revealed for March. All these products release on April 18th, 2025. Release on the same day as Glory of Team Rocket. And this is a set that I might actually try to go for in Japanese, as long as I can get them at a decent price. Again, if everything becomes too high priced, which it probably will be, I'm going to skip out on it. And hopefully when it comes out in English, maybe I can grab a couple packs at Walmart or something. But this is one that I'm kind of excited about. The whole Journey Together thing, I'm really excited about as well because it brings back the trainer cards. But this is like the third Team Rocket set, which is really cool. I'm actually kind of hyped for this. Noteworthy is the Glory of Team Rocket attach case set. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be attack, and maybe they misspelled it or not. But it cost 14,900 yen, which I'm not sure how much that is in US dollars. I used to be able to do the conversion, but I haven't looked at it in a while, so. And it can hold a lot of items. These products, except for the Glory of Team Rocket decks, sleeves, and deck box, are Pokemon Center or Pokemon Store Japan exclusives. So, yeah, these are going to be scalped to high heavens, is basically what they're telling us right here. If you live in Japan, you can get these at those respective locations, and congrats to you, those of you who do get them. I mean, look at this. The price, 889 yen, tax included. Those are relatively cheap. It's not going to be that price when it hits English, especially if people get these Japanese sleeves and deck boxes. They're going to be like $30 in the US here, which is ridiculous, but they're honestly pretty cool. Let me see if I can, get a big image there. The sleeves, I love those sleeves. I hope they bring something like this to the American version, or not the American version. I say American because I'm an American. The English version. I hope they bring us some good sleeves like that. And, these deck boxes aren't my favorite, but that's a pretty ballin' deck box, if I do say so myself. I would love to get a nice premium deck box with the Team Rocket stuff on it. Man, that's just like, it's a huge blast from the past, and I want that. I want it. I will be definitely trying to get some of this. But this is the actual case thing here. Let's see. Is it not gonna say? Oh, this is just the generic stuff here. So we got the generic Team Rocket cards here, or the card sleeves, which even these look pretty sweet. I know it's literally just an R on there, but it's nostalgic and it makes me want to get it. I would love to have this kind of deck box, a nice leather, like Ultra Pro deck box with it on there. The playmat. For some reason, I just don't like the playmat as much. It feels too bare. Like something, let's go back to this deck box here. It feels right. It's very sleek. It's all black. It's just got the letter R, but there's not a lot of wasted space. Like they could easily do a little bit more to it, but it looks fine, kind of just how it is. This is just too much empty space, in my opinion. All that to say that if I had my opportunity to buy it at MSRP, I might still, get a nice little deck box type thing for the playmat box, whatever you want to call it. A nice bulk organizer box. See, even this, like, it doesn't look terrible, but there's just so much empty space, and I feel like they could have done a little bit more with it. Put, like, Team Rocket down the front here or something. I feel like that would have been a little bit better. I don't even know what this is. If this is some kind of case or what it is. Okay, so these are the Japanese exclusive ones right here. These are we got the Ultra or the Sleeves Pro Team Rocket deck sleeves, the flip deck box, the rubber playmat case, high class long box. So it's basically the bulk box. Oh, and a damage counter case. That's what this last one here is a damage counter case. So there you go. And then, it has all their prices included, by the way. These are all yen, of course, because it's Japanese exclusive. This is the big one, the Team Rocket briefcase. I mean, just how sick would that be to show up at a tournament with a Team Rocket briefcase like that? That would just be fantastic. I think this thing looks so cool. I mean, honestly, you could probably mimic a briefcase like that. You're not going to get all the fancy stuff on the inside, but you could mimic a good box like that. That looks sweet, though. I don't even know what all is in that. Does it say, let's see, 30 packs of expansion pack Glory of Team Rocket. That's huge. 30 packs. That's pretty sweet. It doesn't really say what else is going to come with, but it looks like you're getting 2 of those deck boxes. I'm not sure what that is there. Maybe your sleeves. It's got a pack of sleeves in there. Or maybe it doesn't come with any of that, and you have to buy that all separately, but it looks like it's showing you that it could fit the playmat in there, 2 deck boxes, or maybe the long bulk box there, some sleeves, there's your cards, and a water bottle. Non-American water bottle, that is. So, very cool. I think this is a really cool idea. I wish they would do stuff like this in the US or just an English product in general, something, we could all kind of get our hands on. And who knows? Maybe they do bring something like that here. I don't know. They might. They might. I'm not going to hold my breath, but they might. That's really cool, though. I'm kind of looking forward to all that. And, of course, going over the glory of Team Rocket, we've got some reveals here, some cards. This is what the booster pack is going to look like. So if you get that briefcase, if you're one of the lucky ones, you're going to get 30 of these in there. I love that artwork. That, to me, is just, it's nostalgic and it's top tier. I'm all about this set. It really makes me feel like we're going back to the good old days of, nostalgic Pokemon. But the cool thing about this set and why I'm going to really want to get it is because it's bringing back the Team Rocket stamps too. So, we got the Journeys Together, which brings back the trainer stamps on cards. This one brings back the Team Rocket stamps. I'm loving it. Now, these are just generic, your average cards. It's a hollow card. You've got your Mewtwo EX, but, look, you got Giovanni on it. It's pretty cool. That is really cool to me. The Meowth, that's always a classic card right there. I just feel like I want to get a couple boxes of this, if I can, to try to do a master set in the Japanese even, because it just feels right. It just feels right. You got Giovanni's Persian. The Porygon. Oh my gosh, that's bringing me back to the OG days. You guys don't even know. Well, you probably do. You guys were all probably just like me and spent so much time in red, blue, and yellow in that game casino trying to get enough coins to get the Porygon. And I was one of the few people, I feel like, that actually sat there and spent days and days and days building up coins to get the Porygon and then actually used it. I feel like a lot of people got the Porygon and didn't use it, but I used it. I did run-throughs of the Elite Four with Porygon on my team, and that Pokemon just has a special place in my heart. It's very nostalgic. I want that card. I want that card. I really hope they have some kind of special illustration rare or something of a Porygon with Team Rocket, because that would be a card to chase after. I got Porygon 2, Porygon Z. I'm sorry. You know what? Hold on. Let's back up. I just flew right past Porygon 2 like it was nothing. Sorry, buddy. You deserve a little bit more love than that. You got Porygon 2. And then you've got Porygon Z. I don't really care for Porygon Z. Even Porygon 2, it's just not my favorite. You had it right at the first one. Should have just left it. I don't know, some kind of radio. Who's that? Mars? I don't remember who that one is. You got a nice Giovanni card there. These arts are fantastic, though, by the way. Like, if they made full arts of all these cards, even if they use this art as a full art, or give me a playmat that has this Giovanni art on it. Like, I would love that. Ooh. We got some kind of rocket energy. That's cool, man. That is so cool. All right. I'm digging that. I need that. I need that card. That is a must-have card. Look at that AR. Oh my gosh. It's like that chibi art. I love that. I absolutely love it. I need that card in my life. All right, so we do get some stats at least. You can kind of see here. Tuan Lei. Oh yeah, he's on Twitter too. You guys need to check him out. He does a lot of the card translations. Man. All right, so he's got the Mewtwo EX here. He's got the ability Power Saver. This Pokemon can't attack unless you have 4 or more Team Rocket's Pokemon in play. Okay, that one is interesting to me. Its attack is Deletion Sphere, 160 plus. You may discard up to 2 energy from your benched Pokemon. This attack does 60 more damage for each card discarded this way. I mean, that's pretty good. Gives you an extra 120, so you could be hitting for 280 in literally one attack. Okay, that's pretty powerful. But I mean, how often are you going to get 4 or more Team Rocket Pokemon to play? I feel like they're like they made it a little OP. I guess it's not even overpowered in that way because like the Charizard EX is still better than that. It gets better than that. Um, I don't know. I need to see how this is going to work out in gameplay. I don't. I have mixed feelings on that. Say card, but all right. We got Team Rocket's Persian EX. Haughty orders. Your opponent reveals the top 10 cards of their deck. What? You may choose an attack from a Pokemon you find there and use it as this attack. Your opponent shuffles the revealed cards back into their deck. That's crazy. That's kind of fun though. And then Cruel Slash. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused, and it does 140 damage. That's not bad. Okay, there's some viable Pokemon in here. Kitty Yoink. There's no way that's the name of the attack. Kitty Yoink. That's fun, man. I tell you what, these are fun. I like these. Team Rocket's Spite Ops, Charge Up, Rocket Rush. This attack does 30 damage for each of your Team Rocket's Pokemon in play. Okay, so some incentive to build like strictly Team Rocket decks. Well, except for this guy. This Pokemon also does 10 damage to itself. I mean, I guess that makes sense with the cost and everything. Team Rocket's Porygon Z. Reconstitute. You must discard 2 cards from your hand in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you may draw a card. This attack does 20 damage for each supporter in your discard pile. Okay, so it's kind of like you want to run this in a mill deck. I get it. Team Rocket's Porygon 2. This ticket does 20 damage for each supporter in your discard pile with Team Rocket in its name. So I'm guessing this set is going to have a ton, if not only, cards that have Team Rocket stamp on it. I kind of figured maybe it would just be some cards, not all. But this is looking like it might be an entire, just like literally an entire Team Rocket set. Team Rocket's Porygon. Hacking, choose 1 card from your hand and discard it. Then your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand and discards it. Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good for a literal 1 energy cost. It's good, good way to get them to start losing some stuff. So you got Team Rocket's Receiver. Oh, you know what? I wonder if that... yeah, with Team Rocket in its name. So yeah, everything that has Team Rockets in its name. Oh, it's Ariana, not Mars. Whoops. Okay, so these are some pretty good stuff. Archer, Giovanni, Team Rocket Energy. See, that's really cool. That to me is really cool. I'm excited for the set. Honestly, I really am. I love Pokemon. I love Pokemon. I love Pokemon. I love Pokemon cards and the game and stuff, but like this most recent stuff and like what's been going on with it has just been so disappointing. I really, really, really hope they fix the problems before this set drops for. I mean, they're not gonna be fixed for Japanese, but hopefully by the time this releases in English, problems are fixed because I really want to get my hands on some of this, and I would love to showcase some product for you guys again on my channel. But I am not holding my breath, and neither should you. But this is going to be really cool. I mean, look out for the Japanese stuff at a minimum. You know, it'd be really cool. I don't know if pre-orders for anything has gone up anywhere. I don't know anything like that, but maybe we'll look into it. But I think that's all the Pokemon news I really have for today. We're going to jump into some Mythic stuff because, of course, I can't go without some Mythic stuff here. You guys know me. I love my Mythic TCG, which, by the way, we are still going to Collecticon. The Mythic team is going to Collecticon in Chicago in a couple weeks. I think it's April 12th and 13th. I think that's the weekend. I will be going alongside my brother. We are going to be helping run the Mythik booth with Max and Lubu. So you guys can come out and see and meet some of us, all of us. Get us to sign some cards. That would be cool. Get some battles in, and I'm going to talk everybody's ear off about the game. So get ready for that. But the exciting thing for Mythik TCG right now is that the very first season of Mythik Battle League, the Team Battle League in particular, is coming to a conclusion here. The 6-week regular season has just concluded. Max actually put here, after 6 weeks of epic battles, we have our final standings for the regular season. Team Skull, ironically, we just got done, 40 minutes of Pokemon talk. Team Skull took first place to go straight into the championship round. Mythic Narwhals and Mjolnir's Might will play a best-of-3 elimination match to determine which team will take on Team Skull in the final. Let us know when you schedule the match in case people want to watch. So, yes, I am one half of Mjolnir's Might. So my buddy Norse, the Wild Norseman, and I make up Mjolnir's Might. We'll be playing the buy-in round with the Mythic Narwhals to see who's going to go into that last championship spot to take on Team Skull. And I'm hoping it's going to be us. But I want to say that this has been the most fun I've had with a trading card game in a very, very long time. This team battle format has just been absolutely nothing but fun. There's been a lot of learning curves and some, things we've had to. There's been a lot of gameplay rulings coming up with this. But I tell you what, this has made me such a great Mythic TCG player. Like, where I was a month or two ago, even in the last regular tournament that we did, like the regular one-on-one standard format tournament we did, I've gotten so much better since then just by playing in this league, and it is phenomenal. And so many people have watched, and I'm pretty certain we're going to have more teams for the next season. And we would love to have all you guys in, who are watching. If you've never played Mythic TCG before, or if you're part of the Mythic community already and you've been waiting for a moment to jump in when this next season kicks in, you definitely don't want to miss out. It seriously, truly has been the most fun I've had in a trading card game in a long time. And you don't have to wait for that to jump in and start playing. Hit me up in my DMs. Reach out to literally anybody in this Discord, and we will set games up. We got battle royales going on, so like a free-for-all, a 4-person free-for-all, 1v1v1v1. We do single standard format matches, your traditional one-on-one match. We do team battles now, 2v2. Like, there's just so much fun in this game. And I'm going to take you guys back over here to show you the standings. And again, my fat face is in the way. So, can we see it right there? We can't. Oh, I don't know why it did that. Let's try this again. Maybe I can just can I just scrunch it? Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're just gonna leave it like that. That's about as good as it's gonna get. All right, so rank 1 in first place, you've got Team Skull. Seriously, impressive. They went 12-1 this whole time, and they are tough customers. Let me tell you what, Raxie and Blue Viper, they're both Pokemon people too. Man, they play this game. They play this game tough. And we've had some really close games. That's the thing that kills me, is that Norse and I have come close a couple times, I think, to beating them and just couldn't get the last final push we needed. But they won all 6 weeks. So they technically went 6-0 in their weekly matches, but they went 12-1 overall record. with a heartbeat differential of 238,150 heartbeats. To kind of give you guys a reference, each game you start off with 25,000 heartbeats. And yeah. So, I mean, like, in theory, you would think if you're playing 6 weeks worth, you play at least 2 games in a matchup for the week, you're going to get 50,000 heartbeats if you didn't take damage at all. So, I mean, they did pretty good to stay up there. It's ending the season in second place are the Mythik Narwhals. They finished with 10 points, won 3 of their sets, so they went 50% on that. And then they went 7 and 6 in those weeks with a negative 6,437 heartbeat differential. I don't know how they finished in second place with a negative heartbeat differential. It's one of the crazy things about Mythik is like you're never out until you are actually out. So the crazy thing is that happened. Third place is us, Mjolnir's Might, with 9 points. We missed it by 1 win. Similarly, we won 3 of our sets, and we went 6 and 6. So not great, 50%, not terrible. We lost to Team Skull both weeks we played them, and we lost once with 2 Mythik Narwhals, and we beat them once. So we split the series with them. And we finished with a heartbeat differential of 28,197. I don't know how we got the 197. That's what's kind of killing me there. I don't know. And then the Haunted Runes finished with 0 points, zeros across the board until losses. They got 12 with a heartbeat differential of negative 260,000 heartbeats, which looks really bad on paper. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. It looks really bad on paper. But those guys, Wyatt and Xander, man, they played their hearts out. And I will tell you now, they learned a lot playing this game as well. They are fantastic players. Luck just was not on their side in a lot of games. They actually could have beaten us a couple games. And it's like when we play Team Skull, we just were missing like one card we need to pull the game out and win against Team Skull. That's how they were against all of us. Is like they were like 1 or 2 cards away from beating all the rest of us. So even though this looks like they just got crushed in every match, they played so good. They actually almost beat Team Skull once as well. Like they came very close to beating them. So this has been a very good time. Like we've all had a lot of fun. And then let's see, there's not really any third matches in there, but you can see the weekly matchups here. Mythik Narwhals lost to Team Skull. Mjolnir's Might beat Haunted Runes, and then just it kind of goes down the list there. And now we're in the knockout round: Mythik Narwhals versus Mjolnir's Might. So if that is something you guys are wanting to watch and you want to see how epic of a battle that these can turn out to be, then you definitely want to join the Mythik TCG Discord and tune in because, boy, oh boy, this is going to be a fight. This might be the best battle of the entire series is between us and Mythik Narwhals. I tell you what, like our skill sets for both teams are like neck and neck. Right, so it's gonna be a good battle. I'm looking forward to it, and whoever wins is truly gonna earn the win, and hopefully takes on Team Skull with some vigor. And I would like to see, I'm not rooting against Team Skull or anything like that, but I would like to see somebody besides Team Skull win. That would be nice, or at least win a match in that series. But Mythik Narwhals are the only ones to put a scar on Team Skull's record, so maybe they beat us and move on to beat Team Skull. Who knows? Jonesy and Gabriel, they are fantastic players. I mean, they are top-tier players. If anybody's capable of doing it, they are definitely two of the people capable of doing it. But I do have confidence in mine and Norse's ability to compete with the Mythic Narwhals. So I'm hoping that we end up taking the dub there. But yeah, it's just very exciting time right now for Mythic TCG, and I kind of want to look to see. Maybe it's in the announcements. It is. If you guys have not yet seen, this is the promo card that we will be passing out at Collecticon, and it even has that nice little Collecticon stamp down at the very bottom there. But that is a baddie right there. I love that card so much. In Olympian Chronos, the Sovereign of Time is a new card to the game. This is the first experience any of us are going to have with Chronos. There's been some of his items featured in Mythic so far. In the Ancient Legends set, we had the Scythe of Chronos, which I believe lets you attack or take a whole nother turn if you had certain conditions met. And then there was the Reign of Chronos, like the Sandile that he's holding on to right there. So Chronos has been kind of pseudo-featured in the game so far, but this is the first time we're actually seeing Chronos as a Mythic come into play. And he is a rank 5, which means anybody who shows up to the Collecticon and comes to the booth and snags one of these cards will have a rank 5, which is the God tier, God rarity. And you get a nice little card with the Collecticon stamp, of course. But he has a really good ability, honestly. He can be deployed by shuffling 3 copies of Reign of Chronos from your grave into your deck. Meaning you either have to use it or it has to get blown up. But either way, you got to get all 3 copies of Reign of Chronos into your grave. And then you shuffle them into your deck. Once per turn, you can choose to skip an opponent's next draw phase, action phase, or battle phase. If this card is eliminated, you can add 1 Reign of Chronos from your deck to your hand. Wow. I mean, that's just a powerful card. It's not like an overly powerful card. It's going to take some effort to get him out. And then you got to keep him alive, too. That's the other thing, because he's got 0 attack and 0 defense. So he could probably get bounced pretty easily. But if you can get him out and get 1 turn with him and use out of him, you're doing pretty good. But man, at Chronos, Olympian decks are about to get so much better because of Chronos. And that's saying something, because Olympian decks were already pretty good. But that is the card everybody can expect to get if they show up to the Collecticon in Chicago, which I hope all of you guys do. I would love to see you all there. But that's pretty sweet. And Forbidden Tides, by the way, is just shaping up to be fantastic. This is one of the uncut sheet print designs here. So I'm low-key, I'm hoping that maybe we get a couple uncut sheets we can win as prizes or something. But this set is looking fan-freaking-tastic. The pre-sales, the pre-orders for Forbidden Tides have just been blowing through the roof. So I am super happy about this set coming out, and Mythic, man, is just it's a train and it's rolling, and I'm hoping Collecticon really helps us just smash through some of these walls and get going, which I think it will. We've got league play going, we've got Collecticons going. I mean, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have time for today. I don't really have any other news. Otherwise, I just complain more about Pokemon, but that's fine. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of TCG Talk. And if you did, remember to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But make your comments known down below. What was your favorite part of today's episode? You know, do you have any complaints or maybe some positive news on the Pokemon space? Do you have a different TCG other than the big 3 that you want to see more of, or want me to talk more of and look into and kind of, bring news and topics up? Let me know in the comments below. I am open to pretty much all TCGs at this point. I love trading card games, especially love to see new ones kind of coming in and sharing the spotlight, of course, with other games. So if that's something that interests you, then make sure you let me know down below. But other than that, that's all I have. We'll see you guys in the next episode.